You know, guys, I can't stop thinking about this interaction I had not too long ago. There was a man who came up to me and he asked me, "Do you know where you're going in life?" And I told him, "No, sir. I don't know where I'm going in life. In fact, I don't even know where I am right now. Can you tell me where I am?" And it's been troubling me ever since then. Because, first of all, I still don't know where I am. I asked him to tell me where I am, and he never responded to me. I don't know why. He just kind of walked away into the smug grin. It's likely because that man was actually me, and I'm not quite sure you're supposed to be able to, like, see yourself in front of you when you talk to yourself, or if that's, like, a serious thing. And, so it's kind of crazy in a way, right? And I think that builds up back to the essential idea of everybody on this planet, we're all trying to figure out where we're going in life and what life is. And life, in a way, it's kind of like, I like to think about this quote that a man named Duja Khaled said a long time ago. He said that life is Roblox. And that's kind of like, it's a statement where, like, it depends on who you are and what you're playing to understand that reference in a way, in an idea. Because when you wake up in this morning today, in this night, in this hour, and you do this in a way, well, do you really understand that context? Well, no, unless you're a Roboxian. And then you gotta think, well, this is, it really gives you context into when it was made too. Because right now, a lot of Roblox guys, they aren't happy. They just aren't freaking happy, man. They're angry. Robloxians, they're more angry than they've ever been before. And I'll tell you why. It's because Builderman is enforcing all these age checks and verifications. And then you think to yourself, verification. That actually brings back to life. So Dutch Cali was actually predicting that. Because a lot of us, we want verification on how our life is going. And when I spoke to myself, me, that man, I lost my verification. That was verification that I was probably doing something wrong. But that's to a dull man. And I opened my mind recently, actually. I went to the doctor's office and I told the doctor, "Can you give me some tools so I can open my mind?" And he said, "Yeah." I got the tools, I put myself under anesthesia, and then I had an out-of-body experience, and I kind of just opened up my own head. And I learned, I learned that when you do this, you actually get a lot more intelligence. And so I learned that if you don't know where you're going in life, that's actually okay. That's actually intended, because it means you're destined for something bigger. Something so big, in fact, that you could say it's massive. Almost as massive as the fade meme, right? So in a way, you could say that's pretty big. And that's something I think that nobody can quite understand. And it's something that's actually quite sad in a way. That not a lot of people understand this. But I did it, and I'm actually quite proud of myself. Now, something else that I'm proud of myself for is that actually recently I got these new earbuds I got in my ears. I know they're called the CMF Buds. Right, the CMF Buds. These are some really freaking good earbuds. I think it's made by some guy named Carl Pay or something. He went on TikTok saying that he was going to take everybody's job. He was gonna take Apple's job. And that's kind of tough, right? But, I mean, these work. My ears are funny, so they don't stay in too well, but that's like every other earbud I've owned, except the Galaxy Buds, I think, because those have the little wingtip. But then again, those sound like straight dogs, so, not great. Anyways, sorry, I'm supposed to be talking about life, aren't I? Crap, I didn't have ChatGPT generate a script. I need to think harder! Okay, life things. That's what I need to talk about. Things about life. Things that, like, make people repost it to TikTok so I can make lots and lots of ad money. Crap. Okay. Um, okay. I know what to do. Hey, Google. Give me a topic that is very deep and sentimental for a video. For life and stuff and things like that. Oh, cool. I can hear it from my earbuds because they have the dual device. The earbuds, I can hear it through the earbuds. Okay. It said something about background characters. So let's talk about this. Have you guys ever felt like a backward character in your own life? Like you try to look forwards, but everything just always ends up backwards. It's weird, right? Like there was this one time, right? I was going to it's a relatable place. I was going to monster school, right? Yeah, people are talking about monster school, right? Yeah, I was going to monster school, okay? And I tried to look at the monster school, but I just kept looking backwards. Okay, this doesn't work. It's just freaking stupid, dude. Okay, let's go back to talk about finding yourself, right? So, like, on a part of my spiritual journey to connect with myself, I actually invested in this really nice, really nice magnifying scope. It's very big. It's got very good zoom or whatever the heck you call it, and something. And I while I was in my out of body experience, I tried to take the magnifying scope, but I realized I couldn't. I couldn't do it because I can't see anything because I couldn't. I was a ghost in this moment. I was a ghost. And I couldn't touch anything except for myself, and my magnifying glass is not myself. So I actually had a genius idea. What if I just became a magnifying glass? So I actually went to a school. It was a school for magnifying glasses. Just so I could learn how to become a magnifying glass, and let's just say it worked out pretty freaking well. Sorry, just gotta get some kills here. My KD's been down a bit, you know? you know how that is, right? You know how that is. Wait, what did I have? I had flowers, yeah. Oh, these flowers are so pretty. Almost as pretty as you when you hit the subscribe button on this video, right? You're gonna subscribe, right? Sorry, I just got a bit overwhelmed. Listen. Don't listen to me, actually. I don't even know what I'm saying, dude. Anyways, I got a PhD in being a magnifying glass, and that worked out pretty swell. So I'm proud of myself for that. Okay. But, even though I became a magnifying glass, I realized that since I was out of my body, I couldn't use my magnifying glass capabilities. And that left me super disappointed. So I called my friend who's an expert in Zoom. His name is Mr. Sam. People told him, he's actually a really gracious guy. I'll tell you a story about this man, okay? Because he was also trying to find us at one point. He wanted to be a singer. And by the way, this is the same guy who produces Over the Horizon every year for his own phones. Yes, I'm talking about the Sam who founded Samsung, right? The Sam who founded Samsung. And sorry, I think you guys just really gotta feel this. I'm gonna turn up the volume a bit just so you guys feel this. But the Sam who founded Samsung, he wanted to be a singer at one point. He wanted to make phones to be a singer, and his engineering told them, Sam, don't sing. But you know what was beautiful? Sam sung anyways. And in that moment, he knew, yeah, this is me. That's why every time you buy a new Samsung, there's Over the Horizon. Because Sam likes to sing, so he makes Over the Horizon, and he gets an orchestra so he can sing and do it, and it's so cool, and it's so freaking awesome. That's why I love Samsung. That's why I own a Samsung phone, actually. Because I just love that courageous underdog backstory. That started from the bottom, now we up vibe. I think anybody would love it, honestly. And that's why I knew Sam was the guy to call me with this. I told Sam, can you come to the doctor's? Can you come when I have my out-of-body experience again? Can you go to the doctor's office and can you use the new Galaxy S26 Ultra to take a zoom into my head? And he said, alright, I guess. I kind of gotta do an event with Google. We're trying to push more AI so we can charge more for our phones because of the RAM crisis. But I'll try to make time for you. So I told Sam, thank you so much. And the next day, Sam pulled up. And I was just head over heels. Because, you know, he really popped out for me. Yeah, so, like, oh, I gotta eat. So, like, Sam pulled up, he held his Samsung up, and he zoomed in 100 times until some guy from China pulled up. He said he was the CEO of some phone company called Honor or something. Honor. And he said, Mr. Sung, our phones are so much better than yours. Your phone's got nothing on us because we're on top of the freaking world. And Sam said, I bet. Run it. Show me your phone. And he pulled out this thing. When I first saw it, I thought, did he just pull out an iPhone? But no, this was his phone. And he had made his phone look like an iPhone because he said it portrayed luxury. But I was sort of like, what's this guy talking about? Like, is he really that much of an iPhone meat rider? It's crazy. And they just started completely fine. I'm like, guys, my head is open. If I get too much knowledge, it's gonna blow. It's gonna go kaboom. You can't do that. So, I was really disappointed because Sam, he got distracted so easily by this Honor guy. It was irritating. And I was like, Sam! And they were like, I don't even know what they're doing. They're like flipping their phones. They were opening all the apps quickly, and then they started playing Tiki Funk and going. And then they like the Honor guy pulled out a paper and he drew a troll face on it and said, "This is our phone." And then he drew a troll face frowning and said, "Sam, this is your phone. We have a better GPU, better CPU, better everything." And then Sam said, "Yeah, but you got MediaTek." And I'm like, why are we watching videos now? We're talking about media? Guys! And I said, okay, listen. Oh. Why? Anyways, as I was saying, I told him, alright? I looked at him and I told him, okay, Mr. Honor, Mr. Sam, whichever of you guys can zoom into my head better and help me find myself, you win. So they both held their phones out. You know what's crazy? Neither of them helped. They both sucked. And then some guy from freaking Singapore pulled up, and Sam said, "Oh, I know that guy. He works for the CCP." And he said, No, Mr. Sung, what are the chances? No, Mr. Sung, I'm from Singapore. And guy said, no. And guy said, no, you're from the CCP. He said, no, I'm from Singapore. And I have this big, massive telescope, and I'm gonna put it in your head, wacky. And I said, okay. So he takes the big, massive telescope, and he puts it in my head. And it works. And then he starts talking about how old school is better than preschool. You guys been only around for what, 50 years? We've been around for so much longer than that. Telescopes always work. And Sam and Honor looked at each other and said, you know what? Maybe we should start fighting. Maybe we should just be friends. And then they kissed each other. And then they started holding hands and they ran off. And now that's why if you hold a Samsung and an Honor phone next to each other, they'll actually start flirting with each other. It's deep in the system logs. So average users don't realize it. But Samsung and Honor phones flirt with each other. It's so weird. And Honor and Sung don't want you to know this. They really don't. Anyways, I had still not found myself. So I was significantly disappointed. I was like, Sam failed me. Everybody's failed me. They get sidetracked too easily. I'm just disappointed at this point. So, but I looked at the reading from the telescope, right? And the results are actually shocking. Turns out, what I really am this entire time is He's the Obby Master. No, not the Obby Master. That was what I thought I was before. Who I truly was, in the fullest sense, who I was. I was. Wait a minute, this could be a good thumbnail. Yes, this is perfect. Oh my God, I'm gonna make billions of revenue off of this. Anyways, what the heck was I even talking about? I was talking about how Samsung and Honor phones are like freaky for each other. Anyways, what I really am is a graphic designer. And you're probably wondering, how does that make any sense? That's when I realized, I went to my TikTok, and it turns out there's a post on there. It says, I'm doing commissions for $9. Starting at $9 for a meme! Don't you guys want that? Starting at $9 for a meme, guys. Yep, that's right. I'm sponsoring myself. Before we continue this Minecraft video, I have to sponsor myself. Guys, if you go to my TikTok right now, down in the comments, down below, and you go to my pinned post, I'm doing graphic design commissions. $9 starting at for a meme. I do posters, video thumbnails. I don't even know what else I do. I do something else. I'm sure it's good. Anyways, you guys should totally commission me, because my phone is like, it's doing a handstand right now. I'm looking at it. It's in Google Maps. It's trying to book itself a flight to Singapore to meet the guy I talked about earlier. So I really need a new phone before this one leaves me. Anyways, back to the video. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, I also realized that I was something else. I was a programmer. And that's when I broke down on my knees and I cried. I cried like the rain falling down right now. That's so cinematic and beautiful because I have shaders on. Because I knew that meant I was never in my entire life going to have a job. My entire life I would be unemployed with no money, nothing. Because everybody knows programmers don't get jobs. It's been that way for a long time now. It's actually tragic. Programmers don't get jobs. They don't get jobs at all. Programmers don't get jobs, it's true. And I broke down, but then I smiled because I knew there's glory living the unemployed. There's glory in that. And so I looked up and I said, if unemployed is what I'm gonna be, so I'll be the best unemployed child there ever was! And that ended my story. My story of how I found myself. So to anybody, I say this to anybody who doesn't know where they're going in life, who doesn't know what they're doing. Open your laptop right now. Go to Minecraft. Go to OBS. Open it. Hit record. And talk about some crap for 20 minutes. And then upload it to YouTube. And do that 15 more times. And you'll be monetized. You'll make tons and tons of money. Because that's how I found myself. And that's how I give up, man. I can't do this anymore. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching my parody of these freaking emo Minecraft videos. Guys, drop in the comments down below your favorite Minecraft rain, pink tree, cherry blossom ranter. We can grade them in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Wacky 2.